They went in there because I tried to find them even today.
This one, smaller one. You know what? I didn't share.
Don't see entry.
Yeah,
I forget to share.
so how about just, we can either just,
Okay, it's up
or
to you.
give, I'm fine with it,
Yeah.
I got the hard copy there.
But on the agenda that went out, I had it advertised as the 24th, and not May 29th.
Yeah.
So they're actually the 29th minutes, it's not May 24th. So then,
Why don't we just pick them off there? They
Yeah,
weren't
I
in
know.
they weren't in the
that's fine.
document thing.
Okay,
Okay, so we're good to go?
yes.
Good evening, and welcome to the Beaufort County Board of Education business meeting of the Executive Committee. The date is June 17, 2024. The Executive Committee consisting of Vice Chair Colonel Geyer, Secretary Angela Middleton, and myself, Chair Christina Guads, all are in attendance, either in person or remotely. That.
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, perfect, okay. So we have a quorum and we can call the meeting to order. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda, but we're going to remove item number 3, the approval of the May 2024 committee meeting minutes for tonight, as they were not included with the documents ahead of time. So it will just be the other 4 items: approval of the agenda. Well, that's first. Pledge of allegiance, statement of meeting notification, set the June 25th agenda, and discussion of any other meeting agendas. So do we have a motion to approve it?
So moved,
Agenda.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair.
And Ms.
Second.
Second.
Chair.
And further discussion?
No, ma'am.
There being none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. We will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
The little hidden.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay,
Earl and Ingrid both are on.
perfect. All right, the meeting was properly notified, so now we're gonna go on to setting the agenda for the June 25th meeting, which will be at Hilton Head Island Middle School Media Center. And we have all our usual disclaimers and information at the beginning of the agenda. And that we will continue the agenda the following business day if we don't finish it on the 25th. So do we have any items, Dr. Lake, since you are here for Dr. Rodriguez for executive session?
Yes, we have 2 items for executive session.
Okay.
The possible sale of property in northern Beaufort County and receipt of legal advice for a pending claim.
Okay. So, I don't see Wendy Cartledge here. What? So we need to. Oh, she has texted that she's out of town. The other thing, what we also need is update from our attorney regarding the fiscal authority. I think we should have that.
Okay.
I don't know how much of an update there is at this point, but I do think. So that would be yeah, legal update, right? Or
Legal, yeah.
yeah. Right. So I think we should start at 5:15, 5. Angela? There are 3 items.
We can start at 5. I'll be a little late, but we can start at 5.
Okay. All right, we'll just leave it at 5. All right, next up, we'll have the public session, of course. And our usual line items down to the points of celebration. Student of the month.
So, yeah, we don't have anything else from him until we get to the superintendent's report, so unless you all have stuff to add.
Finances,
So
so awards.
Finance has 2 awards. Then
Okay.
we have, first public comments, chair report, 2 committee reports.
Mhm.
Okay,
Finance and operations are meeting this week.
perfect. So we don't yet know if there are any motions. Under, superintendent's report, we have the ISD summer update, Dr. Lee, correct?
Yes, the summer school informational update, so that's the summer update.
Yeah.
And then we have cell phones on here, but the state of South Carolina has put out that they're working on a policy that's tied to financial funding. So we're still waiting on that. We have the cell phone proposal ready to go. So we can put cell phones on there and then it'll just depend on what comes down from the state as to what is actually given that night.
Sounds good. So that would be under other matters. Yeah. All right, under board business, we have a 8% bond resolution with
Yes.
Franny Heiser.
Correct.
Okay. Consent agenda, we have board meeting minutes.
And if anything else comes out of committee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. All right, then we have why don't you put up the future agenda topics? And there's 4 items there, I believe, yeah, or 5 items. So the first one, work session, this isn't a work session. The discussion of the future of the DESC office, Ingrid, as I recall from your comments after that, where you recommended you were leaning towards postponing it.
Yeah, I think that's something, I'm sorry, I don't know if you were calling on me, but I think that's something better done in the fall.
Okay, all right, so not now. Discussion of technology fees, Mr. Smith's request. I was going to say that I think that would be best discussed at either finance or operations.
Could I also suggest technology? Because we've been working on this.
Yeah,
We've gotten
there you
some
go.
data from it already.
Okay, that's fine, technology, perfect. So let's assign that to technology committee. Thank you, Ingrid. Hi. All right. We have then the other 2 items on this list are discussion of discipline and an update from the new director of Right Choices. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, the discipline is going to be a long discussion and it also will have an impact on what the cell phone.
Yeah,
So I would recommend that
do this,
Get
we're
this-
gonna address the
get-
cell phone.
get the cell phones figured out and then how that's going to fit into the discipline matrix.
Are
May
you,
that,
Angela?
No, let, Dr. Lee.
Oh, I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
no, that's okay, thank you. That is one of the things that we have in the cell phone proposal, that if whatever you all decide, it does impact our discipline matrix, our progressive discipline matrix, and that will have to be adjusted along with the code of conduct. So that directly impacts the discipline piece, and that will be gathering a lot of data as well. So,
Yeah, so why don't we just say, meeting assigned to discussion of discipline, we could just say await cell phone, decision. Because it will affect the discipline, what Dr. Lee just said. Ingrid,
Thank you. On that cell phone thing, I'm perfectly fine to wait because I think the state is, but I did read, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, that they are going to request that the Board of Educations of each district come up with the policy, which is different than they've done in the past, I think, a little bit. And I think that our teachers are going to want some clarity on this before August 7th is sort of my take on it. So that's one thing to put out there. along those lines, I am perturbed by the fact that we have not had a legislative update in quite a while. And there is a lot of legislation and a lot of moving parts that I am hearing about just in the community rather than from our lobbyist.
So you
So
just,
maybe we could ask them to come to this meeting.
yeah, because Lynn, okay, so Lynn Stokes Murray, I communicated with her because you're correct, she did not come in May, and she said she would be coming in person in June. So we need to follow through with that. So Robin, let's have that on the agenda, the legislative update. Am I right? What did she do and did she?
She provided a written.
Yeah, but she said she was gonna now come
Right,
in
and then,
person.
and then she did it quickly over. But she has not been here in person to the board meeting. She came in person to the principals, but not,
Yeah,
not right, but she hasn't come to the board.
and I think where she did it quickly for the board meeting, wasn't that a work session? That was the last work session.
It was the last work session and then she provided something in writing. too.
Okay. So thank you, Ingrid. We do need an update from, it would be great if she could come in person. We'll
Yeah,
take
they passed a lot of educational stuff and it just, I don't feel like I understand everything
I
that's coming down the
told
pike.
I agree wholeheartedly with you. And Angela and Dick, good with that? Yeah.
Yes.
So normally you can normally we put her early in the agenda to just try to make it so she's at more at a set time. So if you could do that
Okay.
with her, that would be great. All right. All right, so discipline, cell phone, issue first, right? And because it will be affected by this. And then update from new director of Right Choices.
Yeah, that, he's posing a significant change in how right choices is looked at and handled.
Uh-huh.
And before he gets too far down that road, I think that the board should be informed of what he's doing. I think the board's gonna like it. But it needs to have a little check, and it's probably about a 30-minute piece. I don't know if we have time this meeting or not. But perhaps the next meeting in July.
Do you know what would be for sure in July?
We only have one meeting. in July.
I know,
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
yes.
so, but I mean, I have no
Yeah.
idea usually it's not. Hitting a lot of stuff on it because there's not a lot of meetings and people meetings, so. Wouldn't be a heavy,
Yeah. So maybe that's a better place to put it, because some of these things could take a little bit, like
Yeah.
legislative update.
Oh, yeah. I
The
agree.
bond resolution to fully explain it, okay,
so update for right choices, say at July's meeting.
yeah, well, meeting assigned to is July. Are you good with that, Angela?
I agree.
Okay, so that takes care of these future agenda topics.
Discussion of future disc office, do we just leave that blank for right now?
I'm sorry, what one?
Ingrid's just.
Oh, Ingrid just said, so when would you like to postpone it to? You said
Yeah,
the
I
fall.
think that it's a big discussion. It could possibly be a work session, but I think it shouldn't be done over the summer. Just because it's harder to get that in there. So can we just postpone it till after school gets started, like maybe September, October period?
Yeah, work session fall. Works.
Yeah, but can I ask a quick question about, because we're starting, teachers are back, was it August 5th? I know students go back August 7th, is that right?
I don't know the
First,
dates.
July 31st.
Right.
is the
And
first day for
then,
teachers.
so we only have the one meeting in July, correct? Still
Yeah.
on the schedule? So really, we have this meeting and then the July meeting. And the July meeting is, I think I'm going to be out for it. Is it mid-July? I'm sorry, I don't have the calendar in front of me.
The July meeting is July 9th.
Nice.
Okay, so one of my questions is, I think, and I am fine not to do the cell phone or whatever, but I do feel like they're going to want to hear something before school starts. And there's this meeting, and then there's the July meeting, and then school starts, and that's a change because normally we have another meeting in August before school actually starts. So I'm not making any proposal except to say I just want to be cognizant of that because I know from my discussions with some teachers that this is something they would like to know. I mean, I don't think we want to start the school year, have a meeting, decide to, we're going to ban cell phones as I don't know what the timeline is on this legislative thing that's coming down, but we've got a much harder, nearer deadline on that. So just making sure that the July meeting can have it, or however we want to think about it. We've really only got this meeting, the next one before school starts.
Okay, so, Dr. Lee, what day do the students come in August?
The 7th, but cell phones, we do have, it's ready. Our proposal is ready to go. So we have it on this agenda. If we get something from the state, that can change what we propose, but if not, we can go ahead and share with you what we have as a proposal in case it takes time from the state to determine what they're going to do. So that's why we went ahead and put it on here. It'll just vary what we end up giving you based on what the state does or what we choose to go ahead and do.
Okay, I
Okay.
misunderstood. I thought maybe we were, which is fine if we want to do it in July. I just was feeling pressure as a parent because I got to get my
That's
kid
right.
back in school August 7th. That's
Right.
going to be
We
here very
wanted, yeah.
soon.
Yes, we wanted to go ahead and have it ready for you. So hopefully we can go ahead and give you the proposal unless it's completely, the state does something completely different and it's connected to funding. So we have it on there. It's ready to go. So we'll just adjust as needed if we get some information before then.
Thanks for
Okay.
that clarification.
You're welcome.
Okay. And we do have, Ingrid, 2 meetings in August. And the first one is the day before school starts, so we wouldn't want to.
Yeah, but this is going to be a
Oh.
big change. It's going to
No
take some.
kidding.
Yes, and like I said, it impacts the discipline matrix, so we would want to have something before school starts, so that way we can make sure that all of our behavior matrix and everything lines up with what we're choosing to do.
Yeah, perfect.
And
All
one
right.
last final request. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but will you
Wait
get
a
that
sec.
proposal? Sorry.
Ingrid, hold on.
Yep.
Earl's hands up, and then I'll come back to you.
Oh, no worries.
Earl.
Yes, Dr. Lee. Is that sale of property, that's the Lubica property talking about? Do you know?
I don't know, it just
Probably
said,
shouldn't say. You probably
yes,
should-
yes, it's executive session, so it's just Northern Beaufort.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, Ingrid.
Sorry. Shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. We were talking about, if you have the proposal, could we have it in, a couple days in advance of the meeting to kind of look at it, ask questions, because it is going to take some, it's something I'd like to see before we discuss. In the meeting. I know we normally get it Thursday. I just want to make sure a lot of times, people are putting finishing touches on things, and I'd like to have it a few days before the meeting if possible.
Okay, so we actually have, our last committee meeting on Thursday morning, and we were gonna have everything ready to go for that Thursday evening. So we will have it to Robin on Thursday. Is that enough time for that meeting?
Yeah. If
Okay.
I have the weekend, I'm good. Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, you'll have it by Thursday.
All right, I think, thank you for everyone's comments and input. I think that would conclude our agenda for the June 25th meeting. So do we have any other meeting we need to decide tonight on the agenda? No. So next up is our the next meeting.
Monday, July 1st.
That is
First for me.
yeah, I already have a commitment then, so I could do it at
Tuesday the 2nd.
or I could do it at 5:15.
I'm just set it for 5:30. Is that fine?
Oh, that's too long.
That's too long?
Yeah.
Oh.
So because I have to just have time. My commitment ends at 4:30, but I need to get home. Actually, probably 5 would work. Let's just keep 5.
July 1st at 5.
Yeah, is that good for you, Angela?
Yes, I'll be in the car, but yes.
Okay, I might be in the car too, and then we'll let Dick run it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so Monday, July 1st at 5 p.m. And that will be for the agenda of July 9th. Okay. And Dr. Lee, will that work for you and Dr. R?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other business we need to discuss tonight?
No, but Ingrid, do you mind staying on for a minute after we adjourn this meeting?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Am I in
so-
trouble?
No, ma'am, you're not.
Just kidding.
You're not being sent to the principal office.
The discipline matrix not done yet.
It had that vibe though, didn't it?
I'm sorry.
All righty, since we have concluded all the business on today's agenda, we can adjourn by unanimous consent if there are no objections. There being objections, we'll adjourn.
Sure.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
thank you for everyone that participated.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you.